Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. This video is going to be really quick. I just wanted to make one to keep us connected. I am still needed here in order for to be supportive of my family. We still have a lot going on, and we haven't really had time to really process every single thing that is taking place as a result of us missing Pop, who is still in the hospital during this time. And so I just wanted to make a connection with you today and help you understand this process that we are going through for the completion of our ascension cycle. What really has to take place is that we have to accumulate 12 aspects of self, or the 12 rays, through the accumulation of the lunar cycles, the 12 lunar cycles that are necessary through our moon sign. So you're through the solar plexus, which also works with the solar sacrum or the sacrum pump. You accumulate the 12 lunar seeds, which you end up making a connection with a 13th ray. And that goes through the sign of Ophiuchus, only in your readiness. So you have to accumulate the 13th aspects of self, because the 13th aspect of self is the risen one, in the solar plexus connection with the solar sacrum. You also have to do that within the heart. These are the three brains, okay? The stomach, the heart, and the brain. You also have to do it again within the crown. And this cycle, these cycles, will take place through the energies of everything that we are going through. You are not going to complete this in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. We have to complete this through energy, which acts as time, which acts as experiences. And everything happens in its own time frame. And we have just opened up to a major time where the collective now be through the sign of Aquarius, or the Aquarian times. Age of Aquarius, excuse me. The mass majority of us are awakening. That doesn't mean that we haven't began our awakening process, of course, prior to that, or many people haven't completed their ascension cycles. It just means that now we have an opportunity as a collective to do this together. Yet it may seem that we are all separate and divided. Everything is coming together. We must witness disaster. We must witness the darkness. We must witness evil, whatever it is that you want to call it, negative experiences, in order for complete transformation to begin. So you will go through all of these cycles, and I mean also chakras. Whenever things are changing, we move with the universe. The universe changes what's within us, or is attempting to change within us. Things that no longer belong, that coordinate with our chakras. And I know you guys know all of this, but we have the ability of forgetting, because things can become so compacted and so intense, and we just don't think about it unless we are reminded of it. So every time we get through cycles, like right now, we're a lot of us are dealing more with the crown again, which means penile pituitary crown. And this is a huge mixing of all elements to refine it and to make it vibrate at its highest level. and it changes every single thing within our physical form, which means that we can have symptoms that are more intense, make us feel more, unhealthy, as if we are sick and full of disease. Because it's dealing with hormones. Hormones. Major things that have the ability to give us health or make us feel as if we are ill. So I want to give you an example again, and I mentioned this in my video a couple of days ago when I had returned. I believe, let me just go back and check. It might have been in my video, Healing Through Tragedy, but I also was speaking through the path of Cuff through my experience. But I mentioned, because I don't remember how long of a time frame that I took and spoke about it, that through our recent experience here with the loss of my mother-in-law, Monday morning is when she had passed. So Monday was a very difficult day for me, dealing with anxiety and loneliness. We must understand our experiences. And for the most part, through my 4 years of my awareness, of my awakening process, I have been able to really deal with this, deal with my experiences and my emotions on my own. For the most part, like 99.99% of the times, I knew that this is something that I had to work through. But then there are those times when I had to speak about it, that it was necessary for me to speak. Now, I'm sure you are aware that there is a time to be silent and a time to speak. There's a time to use there's always a time to use our expressions properly, always. And when you aren't using your expression properly, there's a time when you can correct even what you have already done. So it was necessary for me that day to be more verbal about it. It was something that I had to deal with. Now, loneliness is something that we all are going to experience. Whether we are aware that we are in our awakening process or not, we go through moments of loneliness, which can make us feel as if we are depressed, and all kinds of mental illness can come out of this, and also so much health issues can come out of this when you are feeling depressed. That means that your hormones are not working for you, they're working against you now. So you can deal with lots of nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, overeating or not eating enough. All kinds of things can take place. Lack of sleep, all kinds of things. Now, you can even have all of those things even if you aren't depressed throughout your ascension process, because again, we're dealing with correcting our hormones, correcting the self into becoming the true self. But we're all going to deal with loneliness. Why? Because loneliness is something that we must understand in order to become complete. We have been lacking true connection with the self, therefore source, which is why we feel loneliness. The need for people or things, ideas within this reality is a part of why we feel loneliness, and is a part of the disconnection to source and self. So at the rate of where I am, because I haven't dealt with my loneliness through these last 4 years here. Why? Because I began to feel whole. And even in those moments of uncertainty, I knew that I was working through loneliness to become whole again. But I hadn't had an experience that had made me feel truly in that sense of doom of, oh my gosh, I truly am lonely. Now, being alone and lonely are two different things. I have done this on my own through source. No one else around me here in my home has. There's not true dialogue. I understand, though, that everyone within my experience is assisting me in my process. So although you might be alone in doing your complete work because you're dealing with it from an inner aspect of self, you really are not alone because you have, or lonely because you have people within your reality who are actually working with you, although it may seem as if they're working against you. So I knew eventually, but I hadn't really thought about it, I would have to deal with that loneliness. Because in order to truly become whole, united, to experience unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, you must have that sense of doom through loneliness. And that's what I experienced Monday. And working it out with my husband graciously removed that sense of disconnection again, where I became more united with self. It's so important for you to understand your experiences. I can't emphasize that enough. You must work through your experiences. Your experiences are your teacher. That's it. They're not there to harm you. They're not there to take anything away from you. They're there to teach you about the thoughts, the emotions, and what these emotions have been doing to your physical form or the temple for all of these years. Now, loneliness goes back to the beginning of time when we were separated. That's why loneliness can be so painful, so hurtful, harmful, disastrous. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And, through the winter season, people can become really lonely. We always think that it's because, well, it's winter time, it's cold, we can't go outside, we can't be with people, we're stuck in the house. We make up those types of ideas in order to kind of help us through, make an excuse or give it a reason for why we are not feeling our greatest self. It's through the death season that we can become reborn. So I hope this video helps you guys out today. And again, please bear with me. Be patient with me. I will, of course, through time here, my experience, I will get back to consistency or, at least being here more and giving you more of energetic updates or deeper understandings. I already have some videos planned. I just want to make sure that I'm doing what is right in my moments. The time, things don't feel right for me to come back full time or an X amount of time yet. It just doesn't feel right. And I am going with that true expression of love. So again, please bear with me and be patient, and I will return consistently. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.